Welcome back to Whispers from the Walls, everyone. Today, we're really digging into the marrow of Lillian's story, looking at something I find absolutely fascinating in Gothic narratives: symbols. I mean, they're everywhere in Lillian's world, aren't they? Not just window dressing, but actual guideposts.
Oh, absolutely, Jane. It's like the story breathes through them. You can't talk about Lillian's journey without talking about the quieting, the hollow door, or the ledger's claim. They're not just chapter titles or poetic phrases, they're central to her very being, her evolution.
Right? And what I love is how they're not just abstract concepts. They have a tangible impact. Take the quieting, for instance. It's not just a period of silence. It's a force that dictates what Lillian is allowed to hear, what she's forced to ignore, and ultimately, what she must confront. It's almost an active character in itself.
That's a great way to put it, Alice. The quieting isn't just an absence of sound, it's a presence of oppressive silence. It's the world trying to muzzle her, trying to keep certain truths from ever reaching her ears. But paradoxically, it's in that very hush that she starts to hear the things that were always there, just muffled.
Exactly. It's that classic Gothic trope where the quiet isn't peaceful, it's pregnant with unspoken secrets. You know, like when you're in an old, dusty house and you can practically feel the history clinging to the air? That's the quieting for Lillian. It teaches her to discern what are the meaningless echoes and what are the urgent whispers she needs to pay attention to.
And the confrontation aspect is key there. When everything is quiet, your own thoughts become amplified. Your anxieties, your hopes, your suppressed memories. The quieting forces Lillian into an internal dialogue, stripping away external distractions until she has no choice but to face herself, and perhaps the uncomfortable truths she's been avoiding.
It makes me think of how often we, in our own lives, try to fill silence with noise. Music, podcasts, constant chatter. Lillian doesn't have that luxury. The quieting is this inescapable, suffocating blanket that eventually becomes the very instrument of her awakening. It's brilliant character development through environment.
Yeah, it really is. And from that introspective, almost isolating experience, we move to the hollow door. This, for me, is such a potent symbol of transition. It's not just a physical barrier, it's the line between who Lillian was told she was and who she dares to become.
Oh, the hollow door. Goosebumps every time I think about it. It immediately brings to mind all those stories of thresholds, of no return. What's behind it? Freedom? Danger? A truth so shattering you can never go back to ignorance? It's the ultimate liminal space.
And the hollow aspect is interesting. It implies something missing, perhaps a promise unfulfilled, or a deceptive emptiness that only reveals its true nature once you've crossed. It's not a solid, imposing door, it's almost inviting, but with a treacherous undertone.
I see it as the literal representation of a crossroads. Lillian has lived a certain way under certain expectations for so long. The world, her family, society, they all had a box they wanted to put her in. The hollow door is her chance to step out of that box, but it requires immense courage because she's stepping into the unknown.
That leap of faith, isn't it? It's the moment of self-actualization, and in Gothic tales, these moments are rarely easy. Crossing a threshold often means leaving behind a semblance of safety for something far more perilous, but ultimately far more authentic. It's where she claims her agency.
And the stakes are so high, because once you've seen what's on the other side of that door, you can't unsee it. You can't pretend the world is still the same. Lillian's identity is intrinsically linked to that act of crossing. It's a total redefinition of self.
Which brings us, quite seamlessly actually, to the ledger's claim. This is where the past, the present, and the future converge. The record no one wanted her to see. That phrase alone sends shivers down my spine.
The ledger, it's the ultimate reveal, isn't it? After the introspection of the quieting and the decisive action of the hollow door, the ledger provides the context. It explains why the quieting existed and what was at stake behind that door.
Absolutely. It's the tangible manifestation of all the unspoken truths. It's the proof. A ledger isn't just a book of numbers, it's a historical document, a record of transactions, promises, debts, perhaps even crimes. And if no one wanted Lillian to see it, then it must hold something truly devastating.
I imagine it as heavy, old, maybe even blood-stained metaphorically. It's the family secrets, the societal injustices, the dark undercurrents that have shaped not just Lillian's life but generations before her. It's the deep, dark wellspring of Gothic horror, the past refusing to stay buried.
And the claim part of it, the ledger's claim, suggests that this record isn't passive, it demands something, it has consequences. It's not just information, it's a burden, a responsibility, maybe even a curse that now falls on Lillian's shoulders.
It's the truth that ties past to present, like the topic script says. It's often the case in Gothic literature, isn't it? The sins of the father, or the mother, or the entire lineage come back to haunt the living. The ledger is that tangible connection, making the spectral, historical weight concrete.
It forces Lillian to not just understand her personal journey, but her place within a much larger, darker narrative. Suddenly, her individual struggles aren't just hers, they're echoes of past events, recorded meticulously in ink. That's a heavy weight to carry.
And this is precisely why Gothic stories love their symbols so much. They're not just literary devices, they are the language of the unspoken. They whisper what characters can't or won't say out loud, either because they don't know or because it's too terrifying to articulate.
It's almost like the setting itself, or these symbolic objects, become conduits for repressed emotions and truths. The walls literally have ears, or in Lillian's case, whispers. The door literally holds the key to her identity. The ledger literally holds the secret history.
And Lillian's journey is about learning to read those signs. At first, she might be oblivious, or dismissive, or terrified. But as she grows, as she crosses that threshold, as she dares to confront, she starts to interpret the language of her environment. She becomes fluent in the whispers.
Even when they terrify her. Because that's the point, right? Truth isn't always comforting, sometimes it's horrifying. But the courage to face it, to read those signs, is what ultimately empowers her. It's the path to agency, even if it's paved with fear.
That's such a crucial observation. It's not about being fearless, it's about acting in spite of fear. The quieting forces her to listen, the hollow door demands she act, and the ledger's claim reveals the magnitude of what she's uncovered. They're interconnected, each symbol building on the last, pushing her forward.
It's a masterclass in how to use setting and object as character. Each symbol has its own arc almost. The silence starts as an oppressor, becomes a teacher. The door starts as a barrier, becomes a gateway. The ledger starts as a mystery, becomes a revelation, a claim.
And it makes the journey feel so organic. Lillian isn't just passively moving through events. She's actively engaging with the symbolic language of her world. She's decoding it, and in doing so, she's decoding herself and her past.
Which leads to that inevitable conclusion. Every step she takes brings her closer to a truth that refuses to stay hidden. It's a relentless pull towards the core mystery, a crescendo built by these very symbols.
Absolutely. It's like the universe itself conspires to reveal this truth, using these symbols as its instruments. Lillian can run, but she can't hide from the whispers, the thresholds, or the claims. They're foundational to who she is and what she must do.
And that's why these stories resonate so deeply, isn't it? We all have our own quietings, our own hollow doors we hesitate to cross, our own ledgers hidden away. These symbols tap into universal human experiences of fear, identity, and the search for truth.
It's a beautiful way to think about it, John. Lillian's struggle with these symbols becomes a mirror for our own lives, forcing us to consider what truths we're ignoring, what thresholds we need to cross, and what past claims are still shaping our present.
Indeed, her journey is a testament to the power of unraveling those deep, intricate connections between symbols and destiny. It's not just a story, it's an excavation.
Well said, Bob. This has been a fantastic discussion. It really underscores how much richness and depth can be found in seemingly simple concepts when woven into a powerful narrative like Lillian's. These symbols aren't just markers, they're the very heartbeat of her story.
Couldn't agree more, Jane. It's been enlightening to explore how each element contributes to her path and ultimate revelation.
Thanks for diving deep with us, everyone. It's always a pleasure to unpack these layers.
It really highlights the artistry in crafting such a compelling narrative through symbolism. Amazing stuff.
You've been listening to Whispers from the Walls. If you want to follow these symbols through Lillian's full journey, start with the quieting. We'll catch you next time.